everyone, Nicole here, and with me I have Andy. So, Andy the Vessel is a very, very old doll, and I had gotten him from a house in a nearby town, and somebody was selling their passed on parents' belongings, and this parent collected dolls. So I'm not sure if the person that collected these dolls could still be attached to them. I don't know. However, I do know that there is an energy attached to this doll, and I got a whole box of them. Out of the box, there was only, because in the box there was probably about 10, 11 dolls. Out of that box, there was only 3 that had spirits attached to them. So this is one of them. And I know I've said it a million times before, but I'll say it again because I like to sound like a broken record. So I don't name the spirits. I wait until they give me their name. And if they don't want to give me their name, then I'll just continue referring them to the name that I give the vessel. So I name the doll, not the spirit. And then if they give me their name, then I will start referring to them as that. But until then, until I get their name, I refer to them by their vessel name. So here we have Andy. And Andy has a very sweet, gentle, calm energy to him. I'm not sure if it's a child. I hope we can find out today. I just in case it is a child, I did add some toys. I have a ball over there, and I put a dinosaur and another little toy if he wanted to play, he or she wanted to play with them if it is a child. And even if it's an adult, if you want to play, have fun. So I am going to get into the tools and how you can use them, Andy. So I have 2 blinky balls. They are right here. There's one here and there's one on the other side. The small, clear, round balls. If you touch those, they will blink. And those can be really fun to play with. And it also lets me know that you're here. This is an EMF detector, and basically, if you stand near it and the closer you are to it, the more lights will start to blink on the device. I have an EVP recorder back here. If you can speak as loudly as possible into the red light, I will be able to hear you when I listen back to the recording. On that table back there, I have a flashlight. And if you turn the top of the flashlight, it turns the flashlight on and off. There's also a white circular disc over there, and that is a motion sensor light. So if you go near that light, it will set the light off and the light will go on, and I can see that you're standing over there. I also have the spirit box, which I'm not going to use just yet. And I also have the music box back there. Because as I said before, I'm not sure who thank you. I'm not sure who uses the music box. So I figured I would incorporate it into my interviews with the spirits to find out who is touching the music box. And none of these tools will hurt you. They are merely for communication, just so you can let me know that you're here, just so we can talk. Some tools you can use to answer questions, like the flashlight and things like that. So now that I have given you the rundown of the tools and how to use them, I can begin asking questions. And you can let me know that you're here by setting off anything that you'd like. You can do the motion sensor back there, the flashlight, the blinky balls. You can play with any toys here. You can do whatever you'd like. And when you talk into the EVP recorder, just try to talk as loudly as possible so I can hear you when I listen back. So Andy, can you please tell me your actual name? How old are you? Are you a child? If you are a child, are you a little boy? Are you a little girl? Are you an adult? If you are an adult, are you a man? Are you a woman? Where did you live when you were alive? Are you the person that collected this doll? When you crossed over, did someone greet you? If someone greeted you, who was it? Do you like it here? Do you interact with the other spirits? Do you interact with the cats? Are you the one that plays with the music box? have unfinished business here? If you do have unfinished business, what do you feel like you need to do? Is there anything you'd like to say? Okay, before we move on to the spirit box, if you can touch any of these things to let me know that you're here. I know it takes a lot of energy. It does. But these tools also let me know that you're here and you're with me. And I know sometimes, at least this is my theory, this is just my theory, that when I use the spirit box, it becomes a little easier to use some of the other tools because the spirit box must generate like energy for them to tap into and use. And I think it's one of the biggest reasons why I get so many more responses via the spirit box than I do with EVPs or even manipulation of tools, because it creates an energy where they can tap into that and then speak through that device. And I'll just go through it really, really quickly again. These little blinky balls, you can touch them and they'll blink. This, if you stand close to it, the lights will light up. And that lets me know that you're standing close to me. If you don't feel so comfortable standing close to me, then you could stand over there. And the motion sensor light will go off and it'll let me know that you're standing over there. And you can touch the flashlight too and turn that on and off if you want. And it just kind of lets me know that you're here and you're in the room with me. But while I do that, I am going to turn this on, and it's very loud, but you can use this to talk to me. As I drop it. So prepare yourself, it's loud. Hi, Andy. Can you tell me what your actual name is? How old are you? Are you a child? If you are a child, are you a little boy or a little girl? Are you an adult? Oh, I dropped it. Are you an adult? If you are an adult, are you a man or a woman? did you live before you passed away? What year did you pass away? When you crossed over, did someone greet you? If someone greeted you, who was it? Are you the one that owned these dolls? Do you interact with the other spirits here? Do you interact with the cats? Do you have unfinished business here? If you do have unfinished business, what do you feel like you have to do? Can you tell me your vessel's name? Can you say Andy? Can you say my name back to me? My name is Nicole. Are you the one that plays with the music box? Is there anything that you'd like to say? Okay, I'm going to shut this off. So what I've been doing the last couple of times is I kind of give spirit a minute or two where I say nothing and I just let them either speak into the EVP recorder or they can play with the toys, play with the tools, whatever they choose to do in that minute or two. So, Andy, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to give you a minute or two. You can do whatever you'd like. If you want to play with the toys, if you want to, play with some of the tools that I've left out, if you want to wind up the music box and let that play. If you want us talk into the EVP recorder, you speak into that red light as loudly as possible. And I am going to be quiet, completely quiet, for the next minute. Okay. So, as you can see, Andy's kind of quiet as far as using the toys. I did hear a couple of responses on the spirit box, and I will definitely be listening to the EVP recording for this session. I feel like when spirits happen upon a chance to use these tools, it can be very difficult for them to gather the energy it takes to manipulate the tools to make them light up or move or things like that. And, I always keep this in mind, especially if I have a relatively quiet session, because it can be very difficult. It's not all the time that they get the opportunity to work with tools like this. So, I certainly wish I could spend more time and just whip out my tools and just say, hey, let's have a conversation. I don't have that kind of time. I wish I did. So this is, relatively new for them. I know that the more that I talk with them, maybe it'll become easier as they learn how to manipulate these tools. But I do hope that I have some EVPs on the recorder, which I will listen to after. And I really hope that, Andy gave me their actual name. That way I can start, addressing him or her by their actual name. I always love to get their name because once I do, then, I can speak to them directly, speak to the spirit directly, and not call them by their vessel name, because spirits to me are so much more than just what they use to anchor themselves here in this world. So, I always love to learn more about them and find out about their life. And, as I go on with these sessions, and I will get to each and every one of my spirited vessels, but when I get to them again, I will have covered the basics, and then I can follow up and ask questions based on the answers that they gave me from the first time. And then just keep doing that every time I talk to them and really learning more about them, more about their life. And, and I'm sure that I don't know what it's like to be on the other side, obviously, I'm here in the living world. I don't know what it's like, but I want to give them the opportunity to tell their story if they feel like they have something to say. And I'm here to listen, and I'm here to tell their story, especially if they want other people to hear it. So, with that being said, I am very thankful that Andy came and, used the Blinky Ball. I'm hoping that he used the EVP. I know he used the Spirit Box. I heard a couple of responses in there. And thank you all for joining me and Andy in this session. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.